Hey guys, I'm Simulator Tech, and today I'll be building the Cidoo V75 Plus, an aluminum, gasket-mounted, 75% non-exploded keyboard with a screen like the Zoom75 that comes in at only $130 to $135. I will say this board visually looks a lot like the Zoom75, so if it can compete sound and feel-wise, then this may even be a better option. Inside the box are a braided USB cable, some color-matched screw and stabs, a keycap and switch puller, and a hex key. At the bottom of the box is a thin layer of case foam, followed by a manual. Here are some stab pads and the gaskets for the plate. Finally, here is the board. As you can see, it clearly resembles the Zoom75 with the same layout and screen, although the screen is slightly smaller. The overall profile of the board is quite similar to the original V75. The badge in the bottom right, just like the regular V75, houses a 2.4 GHz dongle, so that's pretty cool. The finish of the case is quite nice, and overall it feels and looks just like its non-plus counterpart. Upon opening up the two-piece case, we have our polycarbonate plate with an unholy amount of flex cuts. Since the polycarbonate plate is already so flexible, I think the cuts are a bit redundant. Next is this high-quality feeling plate foam. Of course, we have the notorious PE foam, and lastly we have the PCB with some PCB foam stuck on the back. There's also a clear layer over the top which is non-conductive, and I think it's there to help with the flex cut PCB. The PCB itself has south-facing hot swap sockets, VIA compatibility, and wireless connectivity. In the bottom case, we have the screen, of course, the battery for wireless, and the daughter board. There's also some silicone force break thingies on the case which help a bit with the ping. Alright, now let's get building. Here we have the PCB without the PCB or PE foam, and we have the screw and stabs lubed with dielectric grease and screwed in. We will be using the plate foam for support when inserting switches. Here comes the plate with the gaskets installed. This build feels a lot like my recent EK75 build, it's like deja vu. The thick gaskets are on the bottom, the thin ones are on the top, and I have a thin one under the spacebar so it doesn't bottom out, but it gives a little more pop. For switches, Cidoo sent over some of their mint switches. These are pretty decent linear switches, they're quite smooth and have a poppy bottom out sound. They do have a slight amount of scratch in the sound, but I could have just gotten a slightly underlubed batch. However, you won't hear the scratch at all unless you hold it up right next to your ear, so it doesn't really matter. Rather than using case foam, I'll be using some polyfill in the bottom case to ensure there's no pinging or hollowness, while also keeping away from too foamy of a sound signature. Cidoo sent over some Epilmaker Earl Grey keycaps, which are cherry profile die-sub PBT. They're pretty decent, but the printing isn't the best, with some minor inconsistencies in the alphas especially. Overall, the build looks quite nice, but let's see how it sounds. I'm actually really surprised by the sound. Despite my using minimal foam, it sounds very poppy and almost foamy. I'm sure if you use all the foams, this thing will sound super foamy, but I think the sound can mostly be attributed to the switches, which I found were very poppy by themselves. Overall, the sound slaps and the spacebar sounds nice and deep. But the keys beside it are a little close, so the spacebar rubs against it, which is sort of weird. It could be me doing something wrong, but I'm not sure. Honestly, it doesn't impede on the usability at all. In terms of feel, at least in my configuration, this board is an absolute trampoline. Since there's only polyfill on the bottom and the gaskets are really soft, this board flexes like crazy. And unless you type super soft, you can really feel it move. Personally, it's a bit much for me, and I would rather have some foam in the bottom to make it a little bit more stable. But if you like a super flexy board, then this might be for you. So would I recommend this board? Compared to the Zoom75, this board comes in at a significantly lower price, and I think gets you about 90% of the way there, depending on what you prioritize. Of course, the Zoom75 has more color and play options, the screen has more versatility and can be replaced with a knob or badge, and the back has much nicer designs. But if you're okay with that, then this board is the way to go, especially considering it's in stock and you can't really get a Zoom75 aside from aftermarket or extras. Overall, this board is great for the price, and if you like the Zoom75 but missed a group buy, then this is a board to consider. Anyways, that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you for watching, and thank you Cidoo for sending out the parts. See you guys later. Bye!